I, do you know when the US Supreme Court allowed same-sex marriage? This pivotal moment in history was built on a foundation of countless struggles, protests, and acts of defiance. Let's rewind to the late 60s, a time when the LGBTQ plus rights movement was just beginning to find its footing. The Stonewall riots in 1969 marked a significant turning point. This series of spontaneous protests by members of the LGBTQ plus community against a police raid became a beacon of resistance. In the wake of Stonewall, activist groups like the Gay Liberation Front and the Gay Activist Alliance emerged. They began to challenge societal norms, fighting for visibility, acceptance, and rights that were long overdue. It was a time of radical change, a time when the LGBTQ plus community began to stand up and say no more to prejudice and discrimination. These early years laid the groundwork for the fight for marriage equality. Marriage equality didn't happen overnight. It was a long uphill battle. It began in earnest in 1996 with the Defense of Marriage Act, a piece of legislation that, while limiting recognition of marriage to opposite-sex couples, ironically sparked a nationwide conversation about the rights of same-sex couples. Fast forward to 2004, when the state of Massachusetts became the first to legalize same-sex marriage. This decision was a beacon of hope, a sign that change was possible. But it was the United States versus Windsor case in 2013 that truly shifted the tide. Edie Windsor, a widow denied federal benefits because her spouse was a woman, challenged the Defense of Marriage Act and won. Her victory was a pivotal moment in the fight for marriage equality, proving that love was love in the eyes of the law. These events set the stage for a monumental Supreme Court decision. So, when did the US Supreme Court finally rule in favor of same-sex marriage? The answer takes us back to a momentous day in the summer of 2015. On June 26, the Supreme Court delivered its verdict in a case known as Obergefell v. Hodges. The result, a resounding victory for love and equality. The court ruled that same-sex couples had the constitutional right to marry, effectively legalizing same-sex marriage across the entire nation. This decision was more than just a legal milestone. It was a beacon of hope, a validation, and a celebration of love in all its forms. For the LGBTQ+ community, it was a moment of profound significance. It signified recognition, acceptance, and the promise of a future where love isn't bounded by gender. This landmark decision marked a major victory in the fight for LGBTQ+ rights. It was a day when love triumphed over prejudice, and equality took a significant step forward.